Hi, my name is Kyle Doyle. Today we'll be doing exercise setups for the wrist, or not the wrist, the forearm, elbow, and humerus. This first video is just going to be the forearm and the elbow. These ones will be done in a seated tabletop position with shielding over the lap. We'll have an SID of 40. Our forearm will have a cassette of 14 by 17. And our elbow will be a 12 by 10. So this is my 14 by 17. I got my side marker here for my right arm. We'll be starting with A to P forearm. We'll have the forearm supinated and the elbow extended. Our central ray will be perpendicular to the midpoint of the forearm, and our collimation will include the wrist and the elbow joints. Lateral forearm, our shoulder will be abducted to 90 degrees. Elbow will be flexed to 90 degrees. And our ulnar surface of the forearm will be resting on the cassette. Our central ray will again be perpendicular to the midpoint of the forearm, and it will be collimated to include the wrist and the elbow joints. Now we'll be moving to elbow views. So we'll be using my 12 by 10 cassette, my right side marker here. We'll be doing AP elbow first. So the forearm will be supinated and the elbow will be extended. Our central ray will be perpendicular to the elbow joint, and collimation will include the distal humerus, the elbow joint, and then the proximal radius and ulna. Next we'll be doing the medial oblique elbow. So we'll start with the arm extended and the palm supinated, and then we will pronate the hand. This will be our medial oblique elbow. So our central ray will be again perpendicular to the elbow joint, and this will give us a view of the coronoid process. Our lateral oblique, we will have the elbow extended and the forearm supinated and externally rotated to about 40 to 45 degrees. And this will give us a clear view of the radial head, neck, and tuberosity without superimposition of the ulna. Next we'll do the lateral. So our lateral, our shoulder will be abducted so that the humerus is parallel to the cassette. Our elbow will be flexed to 90 degrees, and our ulnar surface of the forearm rests on the cassette. Our central ray will again be perpendicular to the elbow joint, and this will give us a clear view of the olecranon process and the fat pads. Next will be the Jones view. So this will be the arm fully flexed with the hand touching the shoulder, and our the back of our humerus will be resting on the cassette. Our central ray will be perpendicular to the humerus, 2 inches superior to the olecranon process. And this will give us a view of the olecranon process and its soft tissues, as well as the distal humerus. Next we'll do the acute flexion position. So the elbow will be flexed and the shoulder will be in internal rotation. Our central ray will be perpendicular to the humerus, 2 inches superior to the olecranon process. And this will give us a view of the olecranon process and its soft tissues, the distal humerus, and the ulnar sulcus. Next we have our two Holly views. So first we're going to have the distal humerus one. So I'm going to get out of this box to, it doesn't show that very well. I'm going to have my box out to support my forearm. And so the humerus will be lying flat on the cassette, the forearm resting on foam pad. Our central ray will be perpendicular to the elbow, and this will give us an A to P view of the distal humerus. Get rid of that. Next, our next Holly view will be the proximal radius and ulna. So the dorsum of the forearm will be lying flat on the cassette, and our central ray will be perpendicular to the elbow joint, giving us a to P view of the proximal radius and ulna. Lastly, we have our coil views. So these ones will be set up the exact same way. We'll have the shoulder abducted to 90 degrees, so the humerus is parallel to the cassette. Our elbow will be flexed to 90 degrees, and our hand will be pronated. So the first view, there will be, the central ray will come in from the lateral side at a 45-degree angle, and this will give us a view of the radial head and the capitulum. And then our second one, the central ray will come in at a 45-degree angle from the medial side, giving us a view of the coronoid process and the trochlea. So that's it for the forearm and elbow, and then my next video will be for the humerus views.